So Poland was attacked in the last episode by Russia. Then Mongolia declared war on Rome. Don't know why. It must have been a colonial war. I don't know if there's really going to be any results from that. And a few turns later, Rome also declared war on Poland. So now you have Rome and Russia working together, and Poland is kind of screwed here. So yes, we just witnessed a major global conflict occur in the last video, and I'm not sure if it's because the Ethiopians and all the power they gained by taking over these 3 Congo cities in the heart of Africa. I guess that would explain some things. Maybe they feel the threat of Ethiopia, and maybe they feel like they need to take over more cities, because I think Ethiopia now controls 4 capitals or something like that. But anyways, let's go to the next turn. There's a lot of progress to be made. We're at turn 432. The Russians were going to have to fight a grueling battle through Polish territory because Poland still has a lot of units. The thing is, though, now they can maybe rely on Rome eventually. Now, it's going to take some time for Rome to gather up their troops. Most of them are located near Antium, and they're going to need to send them up north towards Berlin. But by the time they do that, there might be some... Rome's already going to take over, or Russia's already going to take over the second city. They've also cut off Mongolia. I'm not sure how preoccupied Mongolia will be against the Romans. Again, I don't think Mongolia has any way to reinforce their colonies because they are locked down by Tibet, which is interesting. The Romans also need to send over fleets into the Gulf of Mexico if they want to maybe take something over from Mongolia. Portugal really reinforcing their colony in Timbuktu. And then we still have the French and Swedish war going on, but I think that's really started to slow down. The Assyrians and Greece have peaced out. Oh, that's right. Persia and Assyria are at war. I don't think Greece is having an impact anymore. The Austrians took over the Ottomans, which was crazy. We have the Austrians at the most amount of cities I think we've ever seen, 5. Who would have thought something like that would have happened? But I don't know how long. I know that a lot of civs are starting to now be a little bit upset with Austria. They've been a little bit aggressive, I guess, for the world's liking. See, if the Romans don't start moving fast, though, I mean, Warsaw will fall to Russia. If Rome wants to have a chance of gaining a little bit more power here, they need to move in fast. Now, does Rome need more power? On the scope of things, no. Augustus is fine where he's at. If you want the game to continue to be close, you gotta somewhat root for Catherine here. Because Rome already has all of South America. They've got Rome and South America completely to themselves. They can settle down here and do whatever they want with this territory and practically face no threat because there's no colonial powerhouse like Rome. Unless, of course, Portugal finally decides to do something. The Zulu, I guess, are the next best bet. Mongolia and the Zulu, which is pretty funny. Because the Zulu they're just in Madagascar. Okay, so did they take the city over? Nope, not yet. They don't have a melee unit nearby, so it's going to take some time for them to take Lodz. And so this will give Rome an opportunity to regroup. A lot of their units are moving through the infrastructure of their empire, moving up north towards Berlin. But most of the Polish units will be destroyed by then. See, here's the thing. Rome, if they take over Warsaw, then they have an opportunity to attack the next Polish city. And then from there, they can attack the next one and the next one. So Russia's kind of on a time limit here. Before, they could take their time and they'd be fine. They more than likely, they kind of needed time. But now, if Catherine really wants these cities, which if she takes over every city from Poland, oh my goodness, that would be a huge shift of power. Massive shift of power. By the way, it is year 2013 AD. I just thought I'd throw that number out there for you guys. Yeah, that'd be a massive shift in power. Crazy. Nothing really happening between the Assyrians and and Persia, which is no big surprise there. Ethiopia has calmed down somewhat after destroying most of the Congo. We're at turn 433. We have Mali at war with Rome also, which was an interesting development, but nothing is coming of that either. We have Poland and Mali. Okay, so now people are starting to declare war on Poland. Could we see Sweden also declare war on Poland? I think it's unlikely, only because Sweden just got themselves into a war with France. It wasn't too successful. I think, if anything, Sweden lost units. Ooh, they just pieced out, though. But Sweden could be a major help in destroying these ships in the Baltic Sea. I don't know if that's going to do anything else for them, but yes. Let's see what Russia does. Russia will not take over this city. They'll probably move the Cossacks a little bit closer. Yes, they did. They did exactly that, and now they're even bringing down this next one. The thing is, though, Warsaw's still on the table. They seem to have kind of retreated from Warsaw. not really attacking the city as much, which is a big mistake. That's a big mistake. But they already got this city down to half. I don't know. Is it their air force? Do they have like massive, I mean, I think they have a few bombers, but 3 bomber attacks shouldn't be doing that much damage. I think it's because Poland has no air force. That's why, they get pretty much 3 free attacks on a city, as well as, the artillery that they control and stuff like that. The thing is, though, Russia's losing units fast. And that is one thing. They don't have very many units back protecting their front against Mongolia. Now, that is my big, big, big fear, is Mongolia now declaring war on Russia, because they're going to lose a lot of units in the process, and Mongolia is just sitting here chilling with a ton of military units, and that would pretty much shift the game towards Mongolia's side. If Mongolia were to just completely wipe out all of Russia, because I can see it happening now. Russia loses like half their units. They drop to about like 200,000 military power. Mongolia, not too far behind, I don't think in the info addicts, just comes in and just sweeps them over. I could see that happening. But, one thing that I could also see happening is Mongolia start to really sweep over all these Russian cities in the east, and then Rome decides to go on the offensive next and takes out the Russian cities in the west. That would obviously keep the game somewhat close. We have Augustus plotting against Ethiopia, surprisingly. Genghis Khan plotting against Catherine. Uh-oh, that is exactly what we're talking about. That is exactly what we're talking about. Okay, so I don't know what Rome's doing, but they're really giving a nice chance for Russia to take over Warsaw. So this city will fall. This city will probably be in the red next turn. Let's see if the Romans move forward. Will you actually move forward? Will you actually do something? Maybe they won't. No, yeah, they are. They're kind of. Okay, so here's the big siege of Warsaw. Let's see how many cities they take. They take that city, and the city's already in the red. Wow, they can really bring down cities' health so fast. They still have a pretty big chunk of their own military. Mongolia having a lot of movements, and it seems like their units are somewhat based in the east, not so much in the west. They're spread out. They're spread out pretty equally. Korea just chilling. And I'm wondering, but if Russia loses all their units, Mongolia wouldn't lose enough units in return during the fall of Russia for Korea to probably declare war on Mongolia. I don't think we'd see something like that. I doubt it. Let's see what's going on. Anything here? Nope. Nope, these wars are over. Greece is done. Greece is out of the Middle East. And in terms of France and Sweden, they're done. Oh, yeah, they peaced out. That's right. I just saw that, too. I don't know why. Okay, let's see what kind of rebuttal Poland has. Actually, Poland could probably take this back. A battleship and a great war infantry. They did take it back. So that will slow down Russia's progress by quite a bit. More than likely, they'll just take over Krakow. And from there, well, this is bad because this is allowing the Romans to move closer and closer to Warsaw, which will be a big, big issue. Did the Zulus settle yet? Did the Zulus settle in North America? Not yet. Looks like they might be going for the Mississippi River or something. Seems like the approach they're going for. England has denounced the Boer, who is the friends of Rome. So England and Rome clearly don't like each other. From that, they can't like each other. Persia's now peaced out with Greece. Did anything happen because of that deal? No. Okay, just want to make sure they didn't peace out for anything. Okay, let's see what Rome does. So Rome is still approaching, but they're not attacking Warsaw themselves. Will Russia take over a city here? Maybe. Yes, they took over one city, and they're backtracking. Here's the thing. This is a coastal city. Oh, wait. So that's going to be a struggle. That's going to be back and forth. These are melee units. They will attack twice. They might even be able to get the frigate to attack. Oh, that's going to be some trouble to hold on to that. Well, luckily it was a Cossack, so they attacked and then they removed it from the city. Maybe they anticipated something like that. Well, this city's going to fall. This city will fall. I imagine this Polish city will probably fall too. And, if... Warsaw could go to the Romans. It's looking more and more likely that Warsaw will fall to the Romans. Because Russia's going to be so preoccupied with trying to stop the massive fleet that Polish have in the Baltic Sea. What Russia needs to do is not even be concerned with all these ships. They just need to, destroy all the cities. And, obviously the city's going to be taken back a few times, but that's fine. Destroy all the Polish cities so that they don't have to worry and waste time dealing with the Baltic Sea. Did they take that back or no? No. Korea and Portugal declaring war on Byzantium. Don't know why Mongolia hasn't done it yet. They did not take it back, surprisingly. I don't know how they didn't do that. Because they didn't use the frigate to attack. Probably. We'll see if Russia wastes any time destroying these privateers. I mean, they should do a little bit. Maybe they shouldn't, because these are weak units now. They should just keep them there for like a buffer zone, like a meat zone. All right, let's go to the next turn. No more wars, right? Upcoming session, World's Fair and Embargo of England. So the Embargo of England will pass. All right, so let's see what the Romans do as they continue to approach. There's really there's not too many more Polish units stopping the Romans from moving in. So they have kind of access to go to Warsaw. The thing is, though, Russia doesn't have very many melee units close by. I mean, this Great War Infantry will probably get destroyed by Warsaw. Let's see, the Romans didn't move in any further. The Russians will take over this city, and I wonder if they will approach... They did destroy a privateer, at least one privateer, and they are now going for Warsaw. All right, so now it's the race. The race for Warsaw has begun. They could slip in. Technically, the Romans could... Well, no, because the Romans processed before the Russians. So actually, no. I think Warsaw will fall next turn. With all these artillery attacks, I think they will. Russia seems to have still a considerable amount of strength. Not sure if Mongolia would be willing to fight the Russians. Remember, they already tried it once, and that didn't go so well. At the very beginning of this campaign, that was the big shift for Catherine. They made one of the biggest comebacks ever as they fought... Well, who was that? Somebody, like, I don't know, somebody from the Black Sea... Maybe it was the Greeks or something, as well as the Mongolians, two different fronts. I think it was the Arabians, right? I think it was Arabians. And they were fighting from two different fronts. They held them off, then they destroyed the Huns, and yeah, made a big comeback. Let's see what the Polish do, if they take back any cities or what. If they take back the city... Ooh, they didn't. If they would have taken back that city, then that would have stopped Russia from going after Warsaw, I believe. But more than likely Poland will take... I don't know what they're doing, actually. Not sure. See, if Sweden had got involved, they wouldn't. Russia would be in such a good spot. They wouldn't have to worry about the Baltic Sea anymore. I imagine this will probably be the last city that they take. But luckily, like I said, I mean, they're able to capture cities so fast right now. Genghis Khan is plotting against Poland. All right, let's check in on the military manpower category. So the Romans are number 1 right now. How far has the Russians fallen? The Russians have fallen quite a bit, but they're not too much lower than the Mongolians. Not enough for, I think, the AI to believe that they need to go after them. The Philippines and Indonesia, quite high. Don't know why. They've got a huge navy, that's why. When we go to those territories, it doesn't look like they're that powerful, but they've got a huge navy. I think you can kind of disregard them as... and as well as they're ahead in technology. But they're not winning this campaign. Unless they go crazy and start actually taking over cities. But I don't think I can name them the winner. Definitely not. All right, let's see what Russia does. Rome did not attack, which could be bad, could be good. If they don't take over Warsaw, I could see Warsaw with like a little bit of red left. Yes, they do have a little bit of red left. But Poland's turn will process. Then they'll get a little bit more health. Rome, I don't think will take this over. These are 2 forest tiles. They can only melee attack it once, as well as they could probably hit it with a few. Dang, look at Rome just move with so many troops in Berlin. And actually, yeah, most of their air force has been moved to South America. So, yes, they will not be able to utilize this. Is Rome and Mali at war? Oh, that's right. I don't know why I didn't think about that. I don't know why I immediately just thought a naval war in the Atlantic. Ooh, this is actually really bad, though, because Mali is completely undefended. So Rome is dealing with 2 massive wars. Completely forgot about this. Carthage, the front in Carthage, and then they're moving as fast as they can with tons of troops through Berlin. Man, if Russia can get this job done and destroy all the Polish cities, these borders are going to look really interesting. Those Russian borders, at least. This is exactly what I said in the beginning of this campaign. A Russian-Mongolian war. Massive, because, you know, I imagined them meeting in the middle. This is exactly what I imagined when I started this series. I'm so glad that we're seeing something like it. Like, I don't know if they're going to go to war. We could see just Russia topple over, because the Mongolians might be gaining a lot of strength, but we'll see. Philippines have denounced Russia. The Champa have denounced Russia. A lot of people denouncing Russia right now. They were processing turn for Tibet. I don't know if I think the Polish have processed their turn. Yes, they have. They've already gone. I don't know if this city has a lot of city defense or what, because their melee units are not having a good time. are not bringing that city down by too much. Oh, is the frigate destroyed? Oh, the frigate was destroyed. So more than likely, I don't think Poland's going to be able to take this over. Genghis Khan plotting against India. Ah, man, I messed up one. Okay, and Ethiopia is building the Manhattan Project. So let's see what Rome does. Let's see if Rome even attacks. If the AI is smart, they won't attack, even though that probably won't be enough. I'm saying they won't. I don't know. Yeah, that would be a dumb idea, actually, now that I think about it. Because we've seen that Russia can just take out like half of a city's health in one turn. So not attacking is not smart. They might as well. They did. They look like they're just retreating. They already realized that Russia will take this city now. They were close to not. They do have a Cossack. They only have one melee unit. Bam, there goes Poland. And all the Romans just got pushed back out of Russian territory. But there's this new interesting border now between Rome and Russia that we haven't seen before. So, I mean, even though Rome is one of, I would say, top 2, best civs to win the campaign, they're bordering some powerful civs. Ethiopia now, Russia, as well as everything in the New World that they have to worry about. Obviously, I think they're going to be able to defend their borders in Carthage. Mali's trying to send over a lot of troops, but it's bloody and it's a kind of a choke point. Not very many tiles to move through, 3 with at most. Anyways, so, and it looks like Poland has kind of given up on taking back this city. We will probably see the final Polish city fall, and these borders are insane. Very, very insane borders. Anything going on between Assyria and Persia? No. Sweden and Greece have peaced out. And do we see anything else go on? There are a few battles that were happening, that were occurring. Oh, Indonesia actually does look pretty powerful. Philippines, not so much. Massive fleet in the for the English Empire, just off the coast of Japan. What's weird is we also saw in a previous AI-only world, Japan did the same thing to England, where Japan sent over a huge fleet and just settled them right off the coast of the British Isles. Lots of submarines for Rome. They really need more backup here in the New World. Luckily for them, Mongolia can't really reinforce Central America, so they don't really need to worry too much there. Mali's trying their best to fight through Rome. Oh, also, let's not forget about Portugal, the border, Rome's border of Portugal. But as time goes by, Portugal is getting weaker and weaker. Portugal not expanding and not colonizing has been really upsetting. I don't think that this campaign is over for them. I'm sure there's still a story left in them. That'll be entertaining to watch in the future, but for now, I don't think they're going to do much until... I mean, I'd be shocked if they don't do anything all the way till turn 550. I know that they'll have a story, just like Russia and Poland just had a story right now. Together, they declared war, and we had an episode where we focus in on them. But here we go. Most of the Polish fleet is done, so the Baltic Sea is safe in Russian control, and Russia is moving in for the last and final attack. Again, we need to constantly be checking in on those numbers, seeing how much military manpower Catherine still has under her control. Mongolia is still moving a lot of troops around, a lot of Air Force units around. Kind of scary. Ooh, they've got open borders, though. So that's something. Oh, and you know what? Russia's going for the New World. Russia is making this late-game conquest. They will be going for probably North America, maybe along California or something. Wow. So Russia's going to grab a whole bunch of new cities. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.